Statistics, outliers. An outlier is a piece of data that is much higher or much lower than the rest of the data. So a piece of data that is much higher or lower than the rest of the data. Now this can be a problem because it can make it very hard to graph the data, and sometimes we should check and see, is this a mistake? Because sometimes people have entered the data wrongly and their outlier is, you shouldn't be there. So Peter asked 8 friends about the amount of pocket money they get per week. The values are here, and we have to identify the outlier in this data. Now if you're not sure, always put the data in order. So I've got 18, 20, 3 lots of 32, 35, 40, and 180. So obviously the outlier is 180, and if we look at the rest, they're all pretty close together. Everyone's around about between $20 and $40. You can have 2 outliers. If someone in this data set got 0, that would be a long way away from what's normal here, and so we could say that there was an outlier at the bottom as well. Now this could make this pretty hard to graph. You know, if I was doing a dot plot, I don't want to have to go from 18 all the way up to 180. Because 18 to 40 might be bearable. If I was doing a stem and leaf plot, now you don't need to write this, but have a look. If my stem had to start with 1, 2, 3, 4 to get into the 40s, and then go all the way up to 18 to get to 180, that would be pretty ridiculous. So if they'd asked me to do a stem and leaf plot, that would be a pretty good reason to leave off the 180 and just do a stem and leaf plot based on this set of the data. So sometimes we might want to leave an outlier out if it was going to make it really hard to graph.